there are 3 questions now that we will be taking a look at, and these are also word usage questions, though presented in a different manner. In these questions, a word will be given to you, and there are 3 sentences which are formed by this word. Now, after going through each sentence, you will need to decide where the usage is correct and where the usage of the word is incorrect. So, this was how such questions were given in the exam, and this question is slightly difficult because in order to be able to answer it correctly, not just the primary meaning of the word, but all the meanings and usage of the word, the given word, have to be in a candidate's mind, or awareness of that should be there. Fine. So, please take a look and pay attention. I'll read out the directions for you. The questions are 3 in number. In the following question, a word is given followed by 3 statements. All these 3 statements carry the given word. Identify the sentences in which the word fits contextually to convey a logical meaning. So, the first word here, as of course is visible to you, is grounded. And the first sentence reads as, she may be one of the real housewives of Orange County, but Emily Simpson continues to stay grounded in her deep Midwestern and Middletown roots and values by returning to the areas periodically to visit family and friends and to simply relax. So, in this sentence, the word grounded means rooted to. That means we are talking about a person who has not changed in spite of being elevated and keep returning to the place where probably she was either born or brought up or both. So, in the context in which the word has been used, the usage is absolutely appropriate. So, we can take we can tick on one as a correct usage. Fine. The second sentence says, all the spices were grounded together. Now, in this sentence, there is an error apparent. What is the error? Grounded over here is incorrect because we need to look at the past tense of grind. And the past tense of grind is ground and not grounded. So, grounded is an adjective, and over here we need the past tense of the verb grind, and therefore, 2 cannot be chosen, 2 cannot be considered while considering the correct choices. Fine. So, we move on to the next one in series. The third one says, a drone grounded flights at one of Britain's busiest airports. So, grounded means to bring to the ground or to hit or reach the ground, and because it's a drone which flies in the sky, we understand the usage is correct. So, in statements 1 and 3, the word grounded has been used correctly, and in 2 there is an error. Fine. So, the option which reflects both 1 and 3 is option 2, which says both 1 and 3, and we may mark on 2 as the answer and move on to the next question. Okay, please take a look at the monitor. The next question presents the word oyster. Oyster, the first usage says, the world was his oyster until a leg injury adversely hit his momentum and he settled in a 9-to-5 sedentary job. So, there is an idiomatic usage, the world was his oyster. Now, when the world is somebody's oyster, it means to convey that, the idea conveyed is that the person derives the greatest advantage from that. So, in this context or from this understanding, the sentence is correct and the word has been used correctly. The second sentence says, the retired hospitality executive found a pearl in his oyster pan roast at the restaurant where he was having lunch. So, in this, the noun oyster refers to a marine oval where an oval mollusk in which a pearl is housed or a pearl is formed, and here also the usage is correct. The third sentence says, the oyster mushroom is made from various kinds of wastes without composting. So, here the oyster mushroom is a kind of edible fungus, and therefore, here also in this sentence also the word has been used correctly. So, we understand all three, 1, 2 and 3 have given us a correct usage of the word oyster. Now, which of the choices reflects this? It is choice number 5, which says all 1, 2 and 3. We tick on this on as our answer and we move on to the next question. So, I hope we are gaining clarity. Yes, the third question in this series, please pay attention. The word given to us is consistency, and the first sentence is, he won gold and silver medals at the Gold Coast Games, but consistency in the year before in performance and silverware evaded him. So, what is consistency mean in this sentence? Now, in this sentence, the idea conveyed is that though he won gold and silver medals, he was not performing with the same kind of stability. So, it means that the steadfast adherence to that particular thing was missing, and therefore, this word has been used correctly because contextually the meaning is clear. The second sentence says, a consumer comes in contact with all consistency attributes or features of a product. Well, consistency attributes, now consistency is a noun and attributes is also a noun, and in order to qualify or modify a noun, we need an adjective, and consistency is a noun. So, it is an inapt usage, an inappropriate usage, and so we need to eliminate the second sentence. Let's consider the third one now. The third one says, consistency, an elusive element thus far for the Orlando Magic, will ultimately decide what kind of season the team has this season. Okay, so the sentence seems to be a little tricky, but if you look at it carefully, there is no disturbance or no incorrectness in the idea that is conveyed, because here it's talking about harmony or compatibility. So, consistency and elusive element thus far for this team will ultimately decide. So, if there is compatibility, if there is the same kind of approach continues or continuation, only then will effects show is what the sentence says. So, in terms of usage and correctness, we can go ahead with 3 also. Fine. What is the answer here? The answer here, after looking at the choices, is option 4, because it says both 1 and 3, and we have successfully eliminated or discarded the second sentence.